Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. My name is Carol Lombardi. I am the Executive Director of Graduate Admissions, and joining me today is Dr. Judy Levin-Charnes, Program Director for our Special Education Administrator program here at Bay Path University. We're going to give you a few facts and information about the program today. So I'd like to start by letting you know, for those of you that might not be familiar with Bay Path, we've been around for quite a long time, established in 1897 as a private not-for-profit. We do have campuses in Longmeadow, East Longmeadow, and of course, we have many programs that are fully online. We currently have over 3,300 students, more than 16,000 alumni. We are accredited by the New England Commission of Higher Education, and our teacher licensure programs are approved by the Massachusetts Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. On the graduate level, students choose Bay Path for a variety of reasons, but generally we are known to be flexible and accessible with supportive faculty and staff. We have an engaging and diverse community and an innovative approach to learning. As I mentioned, we are accredited by the New England Commission of Higher Education. Our credits will transfer to other accredited organizations and vice versa. We will accept transfer credits from other accredited institutions, and our teacher licensure programs are approved by the Mass DESE. Bay Path, we are very student success focused, so we do try and provide you as many resources as possible so that you meet with success during your time here at Bay Path. Some of these resources would include mentoring, tutoring. Our librarians are a phenomenal resource. Our Career Development Center, Career Services Center, Accessibility Services, our Student Success Center. So really, we do try and provide you with as many resources as needed. We have been online since 2006, so it's an area where I do believe we've been ahead of the curve. We currently have over 48 online degrees and certificates. We utilize Canvas, which is a very user-friendly and intuitive online learning platform. And should you become a student, we do have a free course that orients you to the Canvas platform. And additionally, we have a dedicated IT team for our students. At this time, I'm going to pass the presentation over to Dr. Judy Levin-Charnes. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Carol. So I'm Judy Levin-Charnes, and I am the program director for the SEA graduate program. So just a few facts. So in 2020-2021, the number of students who receive special education services under IDEA was about 15% of all public school students. And I think as of now, approximately 18% of students in Massachusetts receive special education services. Next slide. So this is about our program, and we really feel that our program will give you the leadership, decision-making, and conflict resolution skills that you will need to build trust with staff, school administrators, and families. Our program is a pathway to licensure as a special education administrator. As I believe Carol said, our licensure program is approved by the DESE. Our faculty are all either current special education administrators in some capacity. Some are assistant superintendents for student services. Some are directors of student services or of special education. And our faculty who teach our 2 law courses are very highly experienced with special education. We have, as Carol said, our model is online. We've been fully online since before COVID, since the fall of 2019. Prior to that, we were hybrid. We did have in-person classes on Saturdays in Concord and in East Longmeadow. But as I said, since 2019, we are fully online. So we offer enough a group of different options. So we have a master's degree for a total of 36 credits. You can see what the program consists of. 9 core courses, a capstone course, and then practicum, which is 520 hours and 8 credits. We also offer an EDS for 39 credits, the difference being there that we ask you to take research and education, which is for 3 credits. These are our licensure programs. We also offer non-licensure for students who are not seeking to be licensed as a special education administrator in Massachusetts. And you may ask, why would someone do that? And we've had several students actually over the 7 years of the program who are already licensed and receive their licensure through a different pathway and are looking for the content coursework. We also have people from out of state who we cannot license, but are also looking for the content courses. So typically our program is completed in 4 semesters. We do have people who takes a bit longer for whatever reason, but in general, it is over the 4 semesters, and in general, we offer 2 courses, 2 content courses and the co-requisite practicum courses each semester. We do have 2 semesters where you actually take 3 courses. This is what we offer. This semester, we're offering SEA 601, which is Educational Leadership, and SEA 605, which is Business Administration, and as I said, the co-requisite practicum courses that go along with it. So practicum is infused to each of 8 core courses. Before you come to the program, you should be thinking about and identifying an on-site supervisor. We call this person the supervising administrator, who provides on-site supervision and mentoring for you, with you throughout your whole practicum experience. That person should be licensed, hold a current license as an SEA. If you're unable to find someone with that licensure, we will talk about it and you would request a waiver. And then you are required to complete, as I said earlier, 520 hours over the course of the 4 semesters, and these are typically field-based activities, some of which are related to your coursework. These are the program learning outcomes. These are based on the standards set forth by the Mass Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. They cover instructional leadership, management and operations, family and community engagement, and professional culture. And within each one of these standards, there are indicators, things that the DESE has determined are important for you to have an experience with as an administrator. Carol?
Thank you. I will go over the admissions requirements. We do have an online application. We require 2 recommendations, professional or academic, all official transcripts from your undergraduate and/or graduate institutions, a personal essay, a current resume, a copy of your teacher license, a copy of your communication and literacy MTELs, and a signed program requirements form. Just a note about financial aid. Our student financial services team is amazing, and they host monthly webinars on how to pay for graduate school the first Wednesday of each month. They are available on Fridays for Fast for Fridays if you needed live help applying for financial aid, submitting your application. They're also available by phone, by email, and by appointment, so they are definitely accessible. I'm putting up our contact information. Judy or myself, we're definitely able to assist you with any questions you have, but we are going to discuss some questions. Judy, how are the Bay Path online classes set up? Are the courses synchronous or asynchronous?
So the content courses are asynchronous for the work that you need to do to complete the discussions and the assignments. The Zoom classes for the content courses are synchronous, and the Zoom classes for the practicum seminar are synchronous.
Thank you. Will I be able to juggle coursework and a full-time job?
So that really depends on you and how well you're organized in terms of setting aside time to complete the work. The program is rigorous. There's a fair amount of reading, and each course has each week in their module a discussion, question, and an assignment.
Would you say the majority of the students in this program work full-time?
I would say everyone, yes.
Yeah.
I would say pretty much everyone has had and has a full-time position.
And approximately how many hours per week would a student need to set aside for each course?
So we write in the syllabus that it's about 10 to 12 hours a week. Sometimes it's less, could also be a bit more. It really, again, depends on you and how you're able to dedicate the time to do the work.
Thank you. And how accessible are the faculty? Should I have a question or anything? All right.
Very.
Great.
People like to be contacted by email. I like to be contacted by email, and then I certainly am happy to have a phone call. Setting up a phone call by email, I think first is what works for most of us. You'll see on the syllabi that we each have our cell phone number. So that you can, and of course, our email addresses so that you can reach us.
Thank you. Can you give any examples of how, what would count towards practicum hours?
So I can. I will preface it by saying that the standards and indicators have just been revised by the DESE and really just put into practice this September. And so they now reflect thinking about diversity. And not that we didn't do this before, but there's actual wording about diversity and inclusion. And EL students, which they did reference EL students before, but now they're, as I said, the standards and indicators are much more specific to the different populations. So having said that, we've had to revise how these are addressed in our practicums and in our courses. And so I can give you examples from the previous ones, but we're currently working on the examples for the current ones. And I'm assuming and hoping that they'll definitely be able to be carried over, and we'll have some new ones as well. So long story short, activities in the past that have been acceptable are chairing of IEP meetings, facilitating meetings with families, presenting professional development either to a whole staff or to your staff, and if you are supervising paraprofessionals. Several of our students are lead teachers and meet regularly with their paraprofessionals and do trainings. Going to conferences, going to the Administrators of Special Education Conference, ACE, going to other kinds of professional developments. So it's a presenting as well as attending professional development, attending school committee meetings to get a sense of how a school committee operates, essentially, meeting with your person in your district or your school who does the budgeting for special education, meeting with the person who does the interviewing for special education, being on an interview team for someone who's being hired for either a special educator or a speech pathologist, a member of a special education team. There's a wide range of activities that are acceptable.
Thank you. Do I need someone with the special education administrator license to supervise me, or could I ask my principal?
Okay, so I basically said earlier that the preference is to have someone with a current SEA license. However, if this person is not available and we have to look elsewhere, then we would have that conversation. The person would absolutely need to be licensed, and we would talk about a waiver for that person.
Great, thank you. And the last question, what do you think sets our program apart from other programs?
So our program, as I said, began in March of 2017, and all of our courses are through the lens of special education. So they are taught by, as I said, people who are currently special education administrators, or retired, I should say, or retired special education administrators. Or, as I said, attorneys who are experienced with special education. But again, they are all through the lens of special education. Of course, we don't discount and also talk about regular education, because I believe that the two are married, essentially, but it is through the lens of special education.
Wonderful, thank you. So again, our contact information is here. Please don't hesitate to reach out to Judy or myself with any questions. We're happy to help. And Judy, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, Carol. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you. Have a great day.